Good morning, everyone. So, finally, the wait for the IPMAT IIM Indore application is over. The form is live now. And it's one of the most crucial forms, application forms, for the simple fact that this is one examination through which you can get into multiple colleges. Okay. So, there are many colleges for which you don't need to write any other examination. The IPMAT, which is conducted by IIM Indore, serves the purpose completely. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you understand how you should fill this application form. What are the requirements? So what all do you need before you start filling the application form? And we'll go step by step. So the first thing to understand is that IPMAT, which is conducted by IIM Indore, is one of the biggest undergraduate entrance examination when it comes to the management programs, and it's not just limited to admissions to the IIM Indore IPM program, but the scores of IPMAT, which is conducted by IIM Indore, is also accepted by other institutions. So we have IIM Shillong, we have IIM Ranchi, IIM Amritsar, Sirmaur. In fact, IIM Sambalpur, for its business management and policy program, is now going to accept the IPMAT IIM Indore examination scores only. Last year, they launched this program, and in fact, they were taking admissions through the CUET UG scores, but they have shifted to IIM Indore. They are no longer going to accept the CUT score, which means any student who is looking forward to the BSc Business Management and Policy program at IIM Sambalpur will now have to take the IPMAT IIM Indore examination. Of course, when it comes to these colleges, you also need to fill separate application forms for them, but you don't need to apply separately for any other examination. You just use your IPMAT IIM Indore application number, and that is fed into the application form of these other institutions. They'll fetch your score, and depending on the process, they have decided, mostly personal interviews as next stage, they will shortlist students who have performed well in the examination, and they will be given the chance for the next stage of the selection process. So one single exams becomes the gateway for multiple institutions in our country, and that's why this examination is very, very important. Before you proceed with the application form, you must be ready with your scanned copy of the photograph, scanned copy of your signature. You're also required to upload a copy of your class 10th mark sheet. And in case you have completed your class 12th already, then in that case also you are required to upload a copy of your class 12th mark sheet. Okay. So these are the documents which are common to all, and the students who belong to any of the reserve categories, they have to upload these certificates as well. So that's an important step. So before you even begin the registration process or start filling the application form, the first thing which you need to do is to ensure that you have all this ready at one place in one folder on your system, and then only proceed to register and complete the application form. It's not a complicated form at all. It's simple, and you will understand once I do the step-by-step process with you guys. Okay, so the first thing, of course, is to go to the IIM Indore website, the URL for which is imidr.ac.in. And when you click on the programs tab on top, you'll see all the programs which are delivered by IIM Indore. They are listed there. You'll find 5-year integrated program in management. So you'll click here, explore more to this to reach to the application process. Now, the page will open with the information, the program overview of the IPM program offered by IIM Indore, and you'll see a button over here which is about admissions. Okay, so you'll click on that, and just scroll down a little bit. You'll see the various statements over here. So domestic applicants, which is what we are going to cover today. For international applicants, the procedure is slightly different. So the procedure for admissions for the Indian students is mentioned over here, and this is where the action happens. So online registration to get user ID and password for new applicants. Just in case yesterday night you have already registered, then you'll come back here and complete the application form. But the very first step is to click here, online registration to get your user ID and the password. Once you click over here, then you'll see a new screen opening up, which will give you instructions about the updated software to be used. I mean, the browser to be used. Those instructions are there, and beyond that, they are also talking about how they are using your credentials. So why you need to submit your date of birth or your name or mobile number or email address. So simply click on I agree over here. These two pop-ups will come immediately, and then you close them, and then the real process starts. So the first step of application form is the registration. So you need to register yourself first before you start providing your personal details or complete the application form. So the registration is the very first stage, very, very important. It's simple. All you have to do is just start filling as it comes on your screen. So the first thing is, of course, you have to type your name over here. Now please understand, the instruction is very clear on the screen. Your name should be entered as per your standard 10th SSC or equivalent. Basically, the SSC is also equivalent to standard 10. So some boards have that nomenclature. So please understand that you must enter your name as it is there on your class 10th passing certificate or the mark sheet. So okay, so just follow that. Don't do anything else. Don't follow your Aadhaar or any other document, including your class 12 mark sheet or admit card. In some states, I know in class 12 surnames comes first, whereas in class 10th it is otherwise. But the instruction is clear: name of the candidate as per class 10th. Then from the drop down, select your gender, male, female, transgender. The three options are there. You need to select your gender from the drop down. Then you need to select your category, your social category, whether you belong to general category, non-creamy layer, OBC, because the benefit of reservation in terms of admissions when it comes to the OBC category is only available to NC OBC, non-creamy layer OBC category students. SC, ST, AWS will be there. Okay. Now, for the students, there will be a question: are you a person with disability? If you click on this, that yes, I am a person with disability, then you have to also provide details about your requirement of support, which means wheelchair support at the test center. Do you need a wheelchair at the test center? Would you be using a scribe for the test? Yes or no, as per your case, basically. So this is particularly for the PWD category students, because they would need some assistance depending on their disability. Next is your date of birth. So from the calendar, you'll pick up your date of birth. Then you have to type your email address. You have to retype your email address. Then from the drop down, you'll select nationality, India or others, Indian or others. Then you have to select your country of residence. So in both cases, mostly it will be India. Then you type your mobile number. You don't need to provide country code. That will be automatically picked up the moment you select the country India from here. So you simply need to type your mobile number and retype the mobile number once again. Okay. So very simple process. That's how it is. Just remember, in case you belong to any of the categories other than general, you need to upload your certificate. So that should be handy. So that's a very simple registration process. Fill in the captcha, complete the declaration, and re-verify. The moment you click on re-verify tab over here, then your verification page will open. So you have to just quickly check whether the information so far you have provided is correct. So the category, whether you are a person with disability, your name will appear over here, your gender will appear, your date of birth will appear, your email address, which I have marked in my case, your nationality, your country of residence, and your mobile number is there, visible there. All you have to do is, if the particulars are correct, simply click on the check boxes over here. All the check boxes are to be clicked over here, and then you press this re-verify button. So once that's done, then you have registered for the IPMAT 2026 examination by IIM Indore. Your registration ID will be visible on the screen, and you'll also receive an email as well as SMS about your registration number, login ID, and password. Okay. After that, you can log out simply, or you can go ahead and complete. So this step would have not taken more than 2 to 3 minutes. After that, you can simply, on the top right corner of the page, you'll see this option, fill the application form. My suggestion would be, instead of logging out, simply go ahead and complete the application form. It will take a maximum of 15 minutes while still being careful. Okay. So it doesn't take much time. These are simple informations they are asking. It's not a complicated form altogether. So click on fill the application form. The moment you click on that, then you start filling your application form. So the first thing first is about your personal details. Your application number is pre-fed over here, so it's already feeded into here. Your name will already be displayed through the registration part. All you have to do is type your father's or guardian's name, type your mother's name over here. Then you have to provide some other details, some of which are already available. So your date of birth is already available over here. Your gender is already there. Your category is already there. Nationality, country of residence, whether you are a person with disability, yes or no, that will be visible to you on the screen because they have already been captured from the registration process. Then you have to type your correspondence address detail. While normally physical correspondence does not happen, but this is required. So you'll type your address, and then you'll see that your country is already filled in over here as India. You, from the drop down, you'll select the state of your residence, the village, town, district. Basically, you'll be here. Drop down mostly contains the districts over here, but anyways, so you select from the drop down, type your name of the districts where you reside, type the pin code. Your email address is already pre-filled, your mobile number is already pre-filled. There is an option to provide alternate mobile number and email address. It's not mandatory, but there is no harm providing your alternate email ID and mobile number. So my suggestion would be, in case you are using your own mobile number to register, provide one of your parents' details over here, their mobile number and email address. Okay. So while it's an optional thing, my suggestion would be to go ahead and fill that. The next process in the personal details part is to upload your documents. So it's clearly stated that the EWS, NCOBC, SC/ST, PWD students, they have to ready with the certificate in the prescribed format, and your name on the certificate should match with the name you have mentioned during the registration. So it's very, very important. And that's why I always say your documents should be proper. The other instructions include the photograph should not be more than 6 months old. My suggestion would be, in case this is your first form of application form of the year, simply stand in front of a white wall and ask someone to take a good passport photograph through through the mobile, and then resize it as per the requirements over here, and you can use that in other application forms as well while it is being used over here. Then on a blank white paper, you simply sign and then take the image of that, resize it, and then you can upload that as well. Remember, the formats which are supported is JPG only. Okay, so please understand this. No other format will be accepted. So the uploading, the first thing is, of course, I selected general, so I do not have an option of uploading a caste certificate, but that will be visible. To upload, scan copy of the passport photograph and signature. You'll click here and continue the process. You have to also provide a scanned copy of your valid photo ID proof. So you can use your voter ID card in case you are eligible, you have one. You can use your Aadhaar card. I know mostly students will use the Aadhaar card. So you have on the front part of it, you have to simply upload over here. So you click here and upload your photo ID proof. It is important, and the same photo ID proof has to be carried at the time of the IPMAT entrance examination. So whichever photo ID proof you upload over here, you must retain it, and you must carry that to the examination center for verification. Okay, they have also given you a process about how to upload. Once done, simply click save and next. The category students will upload their certificate copy. Then comes your academic details part. So first is class 10th. So from the drop down, you'll select your class 10th percentage in two decimal places. So let's say your percentage is 95.60. So from drop down here, you'll select 95, and from the drop down here, you'll select 60. So that becomes 95.6. From here, you'll select the board of education. So your not your school name, the institution name, but your board of education like CBSC, ISC, any state board, Cambridge, all that are just listed over here. Appropriately select from the drop down. You need to type your school name and you have to select your year of completion. Okay. So in which year you completed your class 10th. Then you have to upload a scanned copy of your class 10th mark sheet. Okay, so this is important. You have to upload your class 10th mark sheet. Now, how do you calculate the marks over here? Because there's always a confusion. I had 6 subjects, I had 5 subjects. My board calculates on 4 subjects. Please understand the instruction is clearly given over here. The percentage of marks obtained by candidate in class 10 and class 12 standard would be calculated based on aggregate marks of all subjects that appear in the mark sheet. So irrespective of whatever the board regulation would be, like CBSE, it is 5 papers. In case you have appeared in the examination with 6 papers, your calculation of percentage will be out of 600. So in case of CBSE, I'm talking about. Similarly, for other boards, so the total number of papers which are there on your mark sheet, they all should be included. All of the papers should be included while calculating. So it's an aggregate marks they are asking for, the percentage, and not being selective over here. So both for class 10th as well as class 12th. Then you have to submit your class 12 details. Now, for the students who have already completed class 12, let's say last year, they have taken a drop or whatever reasons, might be in a college, I'm taking the examination once again, or maybe for the first time because of awareness. In that case, you'll select yes. If you have done a class, you are doing a class 12, you will select this. If you are doing a 3-year diploma, you will select this. So those who have already passed, the option to provide the percentage is there, the board, the institution name, the school name, in which year you completed your class 12th, and which stream you had in your class 12. So the multiple options are there: arts, humanities, commerce, PCB, PCM, all these options are there. Okay, in case you are still in class 12, which means now you are appearing for your board examination, you will simply select no over here. You'll select class 12th or diploma, whatever the case may be. This option will not be there for you, and you fill the rest of the details and move ahead to upload your class 12th mark sheet only for the students who have already completed class 12th. In case you are appearing for the board examination, your year of completion stands to be 2026, then this option will not be available for you. Next comes the center preference detail. So from the drop down, you have to select 5 cities. Okay, 5 cities as option to the authorities that okay, I'm willing to take the exam in this particular city. While it is center preference, you don't know the center, you go to the particular city. So how do you do that? In case your city of residence is listed over here, select that first, because you will take the examination in your own city. Remember, don't go to other city unless your city is not listed. The reason is most of the examination would be happening at that point of time. You don't want to get stuck in another city for any reason. Always be prepared for eventualities. Okay, so select the city of residence or the most nearest city over here, followed by the second most nearest, third, fourth, and fifth. That's how you should plan it actually. Okay, so exam center preference, 5 options are to be given. Many a time students ask me, sir, can I put the same? No, it is not possible to do that. Okay, then you have to also select your personal interview city preference. So this is they are asking because in case you are shortlisted, there are 5 or 6 cities where you can appear for your personal interview. So just in case you crack the examination, you are shortlisted for the next stage, which is personal interview. You need to select two options over here, like Delhi, Bangalore, Indore, Mumbai, Kolkata. They are listed over here. You select the two from here and simply click save and next and move on. Now the final part is already here. The screen will display your name, your gender, your category, and based on that, the application fee inclusive of GST will be visible to you. Next step and the final step before payment is to agree to the declaration that you have provided all the information correct, fill in the captcha, and you can preview the first thing or you can submit. My suggestion is always do a preview of your application so that there is no mistake, then submit and make the payment. So that's how the IPMAT IIM Indore application needs to be filled. So it's not a complicated one. It's a very simple form. You need 15 minutes to sit just in case you have your documents ready. So if your photograph is ready, if your signature scanned copy of it ready, class 10th mark sheet, just in case you have passed class 12th earlier, then your class 12th mark sheet and your category certificate. So once you have all these ready, you can simply go ahead and complete the application process in 15 minutes. Use your parents' online banking credentials to make the payment, ask them to make the payment. So very simple, but remember, you should definitely give this examination because this is one hell of an examination, gives you access to more than 10 colleges, including IIMs in the country for the 5 year or the BMS, 4 year BMS program. So this exam cannot be missed at all. And this examination can be cracked by strategy. You don't need anything else, by being selective. So sometimes I know those students fear about mathematics. You don't need to have a mathematics background over here. It's all about strategy, selecting the right questions for each right questions in the paper, and not taking any chances. You can easily crack the examination. So more on that in later sessions. And I know you guys are busy preparing. You are in the final stages of your preparation for the class 12 board examinations. So all I would say, all the best. I know you all will come out with flying colors. So on behalf of Team CL, I wish you all the best. Do your best. Go ahead, enjoy your class 12 board examinations.